Liverpool have now officially completed one of the most controversial departures of the summer, with Curtis Jones leaving his boyhood club to join Inter Milan. Let's break this down. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. After weeks of negotiations, the transfer has finally been completed, with Jones undergoing his medical on Friday before putting pen to paper on a 5-year contract with the Italian Giants. The final package is reportedly worth £30 million, with Liverpool receiving an initial £25.6 million and the remainder coming through achievable add-ons. But while the deal is now officially done, there is already plenty of debate surrounding it. For Liverpool supporters, the biggest talking point may not even be the fact that Jones has left. It is the fee. In a summer where transfer prices have reached extraordinary levels, £30 million for a 25-year-old midfielder with 228 appearances for Liverpool looks, on the surface, like a surprisingly low figure. Just look at some of the numbers involved elsewhere. Elliot Anderson has reportedly moved to Manchester City for £116 million. Against that backdrop, Liverpool receiving £30 million for a player of Jones's ability is inevitably going to raise eyebrows, and perhaps most importantly, Liverpool were not actively trying to force Jones out of the club. The decision came from the player himself. Jones wanted a new challenge and, more importantly, wanted to become a consistent first-team player at the highest level. Despite being a lifelong Liverpudlian and coming through Liverpool's academy, he evidently felt that his opportunities under new head coach Andoni Iraola might not be enough to satisfy those ambitions. That is where this transfer becomes particularly interesting. There had been hope that Iraola's arrival could give Jones a clean slate following a difficult final season under Arne Slot. Jones's relationship with Slot appeared to deteriorate throughout the campaign, and his future at Anfield had increasingly become uncertain. The arrival of Iraola offered the possibility of a fresh start. But clearly Jones did not feel confident that he would become the central figure he wanted to be. Instead, he has chosen Inter Milan, where he will now look to establish himself as a key part of Christian Chivu's plans. This is not simply a case of Jones moving somewhere where guaranteed minutes are waiting for him. He will still have to earn his place. But at Liverpool, it appears he felt that the pathway to becoming a guaranteed starter was becoming increasingly difficult. And that leaves Liverpool with a major decision to make. Following Jones's departure, the Reds are left with just 4 senior central midfield options in Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai, and Wataru Endo. Trey Nyoni is expected to take on a much greater role this season, while James McConnell's potential loan move has reportedly been put on hold. But is that enough? That is going to be one of the biggest questions surrounding Liverpool for the remainder of this transfer window. Because regardless of why Jones wanted to leave, Liverpool have just lost a player with huge experience at the club and someone who has been part of multiple major trophy-winning teams. In total, Jones made 228 appearances for Liverpool and scored 22 goals. He leaves Anfield with an impressive medal collection, including 2 Premier League titles, 2 Carabao Cups, an FA Cup, and the Club World Cup. Yet, there will always be a feeling that we never quite saw the very best of Curtis Jones. He had the talent, he had the technical ability, he had the understanding of the game, but injuries, inconsistency and competition for places meant he never quite established himself as the undisputed midfield leader many expected him to become. Now, at 25 years old, Jones believes the time has come to change that. And from Liverpool's perspective, they have ultimately allowed their academy graduate and boyhood supporter to leave for a deal worth £30 million. Whether that eventually proves to be smart business or a major mistake, could depend entirely on what happens next. In other news, Liverpool boss Andoni Iraola has delivered a major boost to the club's transfer plans after making a remarkably clear admission about what supporters can expect before the summer window closes. Managers are usually reluctant to give away too much when it comes to potential transfers, especially when negotiations are still ongoing. But when Iraola was asked directly by Jamie Carragher whether Liverpool would bring in more players, his response was about as clear as it gets. We'll definitely sign players. That statement is already enough to get Liverpool supporters talking, but it was Iraola's explanation afterwards that makes this particularly interesting. The Liverpool head coach admitted that his squad is still quite thin, insisting that the most important picture will be taken on September 1st, when the transfer window has finally closed. And this is not the first time Iraola has made it clear that he wants reinforcements. Just 1 month ago, during Liverpool's pre-season tour in the United States, the Spaniard openly admitted that the club definitely needed to sign a winger. He also highlighted another major concern, revealing that Liverpool were very thin when it came to defensive depth. Since then, Ronald Araujo has arrived on loan, but Liverpool have continued to push for further additions, and there is now a growing sense that more business could be on the way. The biggest clue could come from the players Liverpool have already been targeting. This week, the Reds reportedly made a huge £50 million bid for Yankuba Minte, only for Brighton to reject the offer. That shows just how serious Liverpool are about strengthening their options in the wide areas. But Minte is certainly not the only name on their radar. Liverpool have also been working on a potential deal for Paris Saint-Germain winger Ibrahim Mbaye, with reports claiming that personal terms have already been agreed on a 5-year contract. However, the sticking point appears to be the fee, meaning Liverpool still have work to do if they want to get that deal over the line. Then there is Bradley Barcola. Liverpool are known to be extremely interested in the PSG winger, but the reported £128 million price tag has so far been viewed as too high. So with multiple winger targets being explored, Iraola's latest comments are particularly significant, because rather than suggesting Liverpool might sign someone, he has now stated that they will definitely sign players. And that could mean the final days of the transfer window are about to become extremely busy at Anfield.